What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Let's go! Welcome into episode 127. Everybody, today is going to be my stardom, sit-em, running back every single matchup for week 9. Make sure you have the 49ers and Steelers out. They are obviously on a bye this week. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that subscription. Make sure you hit that like button. Turn that bell on. It helps me out a ton. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support. And we got a little update here. So what I like to do for every stream is show my last week's work on Twitter. So what I do is I take 5 running backs on the stardom, 5 running backs on the sit-em that are outside the top 10 at their position. So I'm not giving you superstar players like start Alvin Kamara or something like that, right? So last week, absolute nails at running back. Javonte Williams was supposed to be a smash play against Carolina. Didn't work there. DeAndre Swift smash, A-Kane smash, Dobbins smash, Najee smash. On the sit-em side, Brian Robinson Jr. was money. Pollard crushed the very good Detroit Lions run defense. That one hurt. Alexander Madison, Chuba Hubbard, and Nick Chubb were also on sits, guys. Those were all money calls. 8 for 10 is a hell of a week. 80% there. So I got to pat myself on the back for that one. And you can check all this out on my Twitter. It is My Mind is a Weapon. SleezBall FF across every single platform. So one of my things I like to do is be transparent all the time to show my hits, show my misses, and get better to help you guys. So that's one of the things I like to do. Now, if you guys want to check out my weekly rankings, those are all out. If you want to check out my quarterback stardom sit-em, that video is out as well to help you guys. And I will be live on Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern for the birthday stream in full costume, full makeup, full everything before the Halloween party, taking your guys' questions for week 9. If you guys cannot make the live streams, I'll also have a show on Sunday, the pregame show. You can drop any comment you want down below. It does not have to pertain to this video. It can be anything you want. I try to answer every single question to help you guys get that weekly win and get you that ultimate goal of the championship, guys. And let's dive into my week 9 running backs. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my running back board heading into week 9 here. So the black box will always be the away team, or the top box will always be the away team. The bottom box will always be the home team. And one thing I like to do, again, if you've been a subscriber, you know this. So for every single video, what I like to do is I like to show my co-host who's on all my shows with me, Big Draft Energy, the work he does behind the scenes that helps me make my videos as well, the information you don't see. So if you like pick'ems, if you like DFS, these are things that you should be, gamble responsibly. These are things that you should be taking a screenshot of, stopping the video here, click, take your phone out, take a picture, whatever it is. These are very important stats that I use. So again, all his description and links will be in the bottom. You'll see his YouTube and his Twitter. Take a second, click the button, hit the follow, hit the subscribe. Trust me, my guy is very good at research fantasy football and is a genius. So what we're looking at here, this is for running backs with the most advantageous week 9 matchups for touchdowns. So anytime touchdowns. These are the 10 defenses that give up the most touchdowns. So at the top, obviously Alvin Kamara, Carolina. I always call them the fantasy football pot of gold. That's exactly why. So these are the top 10 running backs that have the highest touchdown upside this week. And then the next tweet we're going to look at here is the most advantageous matchups for running backs for rushing yards. So these are the top 10 defenses that give up the most rushing yards and the starting running back to go along with it. So as you see, Kyron Williams, Alvin Kamara, again, having a monster week, obviously, right? Look at all the stats. That's why I liked Javonte Williams last week against Carolina, and he didn't do it, which was crazy. It's going to be a different beast with Alvin Kamara. Again, guys, screenshot these, take these, write these down, whatever you want to do. These are absolute gold information here. Now, Thursday night football. Here we go. The Jets in a must-win game against the Houston Texans. Thursday night football, and the over-under is only 42.5 in this game. Now, this game's going to be different for me here. I just have this bad feeling. I know that Joe Mixon's going to be a start, right? They're going to have to pound the run. The Jets are being gashed by big plays in the run game, so that's a given. But without Stephon Diggs, tears his ACL, his season's over. Without Nico Collins, Tank Dell's going to be the one. You're going up against Sauce and Reed. You're going to have Hutchinson. You're going to have John Mechie. They're going to have to lean on Joe Mixon super heavy in this game. But the Jets also ranked 9th versus the running back on the season, giving up 20.5 points. They ranked 9th in the red zone. They're top 10 in both categories, and they give up 101.4 yards, which is middle tier there to the running back position. And I just think C.J. Stroud is going to really struggle in this game, and Joe Mixon is going to be the only bright spot they have. So you're definitely starting Joe Mixon on the side of the Texans. Now, over to the Jets side, it is time to get Breece Hall going. He's been seeing the touches since the coaching change, the offensive coordinator change, needs to find the end zone here. It's going to be a tough matchup. Again, both these defenses are very good versus the run. So the Houston Texans rank 4th. They give up 18.3 points to the running back position. They rank 13th in the red zone, so a little higher touchdown upside for Brees there. About a top 7 to 8 defense all the way around if you average it out. And they only give up 82.9 yards per game, which is bottom 10 in the NFL. But the game script here, how is it going to look for the Texans moving the ball in this game? I think it's going to be a lot different for them in this game. It's not going to be the same high-powered, fast-paced offense here. And I think the Jets are going to get more opportunities. And I like the Jets to win this game. This is their season on the line. 2-7. They shouldn't have lost to the Patriots last week. That was absolutely brutal. I don't know what they were doing. But this is going to be the game where Breece Hall and Joe Mixon are probably going to be mainly focal points in this game. Because when you look at it, it's like an Aaron Rodgers has to feed Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson too. Let me get that straight. But I just feel like they need to lean on the run here heavy in this game for both sides. And Breece Hall's a superstar, man. It's time to let him loose, Jets. Heading into Sunday Night Football, the Colts, who have now benched Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco, which I think is going to help their team. I think it gives them a better chance to win. Do I think it makes them Super Bowl contenders? No, but I've seen enough of Anthony Richardson, man. So I feel bad for Anthony Richardson on that side, but he needs to sit back and learn. So this game is a 46.5 point spread. And last week, I was like, temper your expectations with Jonathan Taylor, right? I was like, he's going up against a very tough Houston Texans defense, right? Absolutely destroyed him. Now he's going up against a very tough Minnesota Vikings run defense. They rank 8th versus the run, giving up 20.5 points to the running back per game. They rank 11th in the red zone, so a top 10 defense averaged out all the way around, and 76 yards allowed, which is 3rd best in the NFL. But again, the Houston Texans were number 3. And the Minnesota Vikings are number 8. So Jonathan Taylor is just too good of a running back. Do I think that the RPO, defensive schemes that are going to come in with the blitz packages that the Vikings use are going to be able to be different for Jonathan Taylor without Anthony Richardson under center? Possibly, right? Because Joe Stacco is a statue. He can't move much. But it's also going to open up the pass game where they have to respect the pass more. So Jonathan Taylor is just a superstar. You're never sitting this guy anyways. I learned that last week. Well, I didn't have him on to sit him. I just was like, temper your expectations. This guy's too good. And Trey Sermon, nothing to talk about there. On to the Viking side. Aaron Jones. I had him as an absolute smash play last week in a great matchup, and it just fell through. I'm going to say start him again. And if you've been a subscriber to my channel or anything like that from videos before, the Colts defense is that fantasy football pot of gold, just like the Jaguars. They can't stop anything. They can't stop the wide receiver, the tight end, the quarterback, the running back. So when you're looking at this, they give up 23.4 points per game at the running back position. That ranks 21st. In the red zone, though, they only give up 2.7, so they really stingy up in the red zone, and they give up 123.2 yards per game to the running back position. That is 2nd worst in yards per game in the NFL. Aaron Jones should be in for a smash. Ty Chandler, nothing to talk about there, just a handcuff with him. A good handcuff, especially if you own Aaron Jones with how many injuries he has. He has 5 MCL injuries just to his right knee alone. Woo-wee! The New Orleans Saints get the Carolina Panthers defense this week, and you can put Alvin Kamara in with all confidence there is, guys. I have him ranked as my RB8 on the week. He's a possible top 5 candidate, especially going up against this defense. Jamal Williams and Kendrick Miller, nothing to talk about there. But the Carolina Panthers, guys, like I said, the fantasy football pot of gold. They rank 32nd dead last versus the running back, 32nd in the red zone, and the red zone numbers are even 5 points per game average over the 31st. So the touchdown upside is very high here for Alvin Kamara, 128.5 yards allowed to the running back position. That is 2nd last to the Seattle Seahawks, guys. You can fire up Alvin Kamara with absolutely no thought about it this week. He should be starting over any question you have in your head because this matchup is absolutely great. On to the Panthers side. I'm not touching it. Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, I don't know. We could see Jonathan Brooks out there. Miles Sanders could be showcased as a trade target this week with a little more work. Panthers are just done. I tried to tell you to sell high on Chuba Hubbard 2-3 weeks ago when you could. Now you possibly can't, so I hope you listen to that in the video. That is why you subscribe to the channel. But you're going up against the New Orleans Saints, and the matchup is still good. The Saints have not been stopping the run. They rank 26th versus the running back, giving up 26 points a game, 21st in the red zone. So the touchdown upside is there. And they give up 114 yards, which is bottom 10. But I don't trust this offense. I don't trust this running back room. I don't trust what's going on here. And I'm just not starting anyone from the Panthers side. Crazy enough to say, the Denver Broncos have 5 wins on the season. I'm going to have to eat my words on this one if they get to 8 wins because I did not see that coming on the season. Bo Nix has looked better. But this is going to be the Ravens and the Broncos. And the Ravens are a very, very tough run D. They struggle versus the pass. So this is going to be where you sit Javonte, where you sit Jaleel McLaughlin, even if Jaleel McLaughlin's even a starting option. And here's why. So the Baltimore Ravens, they rank 7th on the season versus the running back, giving up 20.2, 15th in the red zone. But here's the number you got to look at. They give up 55 yards rushing allowed a game. That is second behind the Kansas City Chiefs, who allow 50. I do not like Javonte Williams or Jaleel McLaughlin to find anything in this game. I think it's going to have to be Bo Nix passing the ball here. Going to have to find Cortland Sutton. And I think that the Ravens are getting their 2 healthy cornerbacks as well that they missed last week. So this is going to be a really rough game for the Broncos. I think people are riding high, and I think it's in the wrong direction here. On to the King side, just the best running back in football, just the number one, should have been the number 1 pick in every single draft. 30 years old, doesn't matter. You're starting this guy no matter who the hell he's playing against. He can give you 20 points a game. He's probably going to give you 20 plus touchdowns on the year. And if you drafted him, kudos to you. So do I even pull up the stats for the Broncos? We'll pull it up just to look at it here. Where's my chart at? So 13th versus the running back, 21.2 points, 7th in the red zone. None of that matters to me. I know the Broncos is one of my favorite defenses, probably the best defense to me in football. 84.5 yards allowed. Doesn't matter. It's King Henry. Look what he did to the Cleveland Browns. They had a better defense, still dominated the game. And every time you get a game like this where the Ravens are most likely going to be ahead, you're going to get more Henry poundage here. So you're starting this guy every single time. The King is still the King, and it's crazy. The all-yellow game here. So Cleveland Browns riding high off that win against the Baltimore Ravens last week with Jameis Winston, the quarterback, are now going to get the Chargers here. And it's going to be one of those games that's like, how do I predict the game script here, right? So over-unders at 42.5. Chargers 4-3, looking for a big win. They need it in the division as well because, you got the 7-0 Chiefs rolling away here. But if I'm looking at this game, right, so this is the Chargers defense is number 3 versus the run, and the Browns are number 5 versus the run, right? So Los Angeles Chargers side here, J.K. Dobbins, absolutely balling out this year. I'm going to go yellow. I'm not going to go as a smash start nor a smash sit here because when you're looking at the Browns side, and if you've watched my videos, I say this numerous times, the Browns defense is very good. They've just been on the field a ton this year because Deshaun Watson couldn't move the ball. So they rank 6th versus the running back, 18.5 points, 17th in the red zone, so about a top 10 defense averaged out all around, and 84 yards allowed, which is bottom 10 at the running back position. Now, the Chargers do like to control the clock. They have opened up the passing game a little more here since the bye the last 2 weeks, but the Cleveland Browns defense is good all the way around. So I'm going to look at the other side here as well, too, and be like, Nick Chubb, I'm going to put in yellow. I know he had a tough matchup. I had him on to sit him last week versus the Ravens. That was money. I don't like him as a smash start here. I don't like him as a sit here. If you need a flex play, these guys can be. But now you're going up against the Chargers, who are number 3 versus the run. They give up 18.2 points per game. They're number 1 in the red zone. They only allow 1.6 points to the running back per game on the season in the red zone, which is nuts. 84.3 yards, top 10 there as well. So do I think it's going to be more of a Winston Herbert pass game? Yeah, a little bit because these run defenses are so good. But both these teams are going to need to control the clock. They're both going to, need to use the run game here. And either one of these guys could fall in the end zone. Yeah, very low opportunity with how good these run defenses are. So I'm not saying smash start them. If you need a flex play, you can, but I'd temper expectations because this is going to be one of those grunge, ugly defensive battle games to me. Monday Night Football, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are headed in to face the 7-0 Kansas City Chiefs. Jesus, this team just never loses, man. I can't stand the Chiefs. I'm a Niner fan, as you can tell from behind, and I just want them to lose. But we got to look at this game first here. Rachaad White and Bucky Irving. I know they got 15 points and 10 points last week. This week does not look good. The Kansas City Chiefs are number 1 versus the running back, giving up 13.6 points a game in total. They give up 2.7 points in the red zone. They're number 3 there. So the touchdown upside is very low. 50 yards a game, number 1 in the NFL. Now, I know when you have Chris Godwin, I know when you have Mike Evans out, the passing game is going to be used a little more with the running back. So they'll get a couple of receptions here and there. And that's where Rachaad White usually lives anyways, is in the receiving game. But the Chiefs are also good at covering the running back in the pass game too here. So I know if you need a play, you can throw them in the flex. I just don't love the matchup. It's kind of like, the game I just talked about, the Chargers and the Browns. It's going to be a flex play if you need it. Could they find the end zone? Yes. Is the matchup saying go against it? Yes. So I don't love it. That's what I'm going to stick with here. On to the Kansas City side. Holy moly. Fire up Kareem Hunt. All this man does is just score a touchdown every single game. You get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They give up 25.7 points to the running back position. That ranks 24th. They give up 7.8 per game points per game to the running back in the red zone. That ranks 26th, and 93.1 yards, which is middle of the tier there. And they can't stop the wide receiver either. So you're going to see a little more DeAndre Hopkins in this game. Xavier Worthy could pop the top off, but this is my first game of the year. And you can check the video on this all you want. First game of the year, I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes beats his 20 points on the season, which he has not done. And I think Kareem Hunt's still going to have a big game here as well. And I don't think Tampa's going to really stay in this game that long. The season-riddled over Las Vegas Raiders are headed into the Cincinnati Bengals. And man, the Bengals, they have to win this game, guys. They are 3-5. They have not won a home game. They are 0-4 at home. And there's no better team to get right against than the Las Vegas Raiders. But when I'm looking at the Raiders side here, there's no way I'm starting Alexander Mattison or Zamir White in this game. The Cincinnati Bengals rank 11th versus the running back, giving them 20.8 points, 16th in the red zone, 98.2 yards, which is bottom 10 in the NFL there as well. And they're fighting for their life here. This team is going to come out rowdy. They're at home. They need their first win. Antonio Pierce may be on the hot seat. The Raiders trade away Devontae Adams. Yeah, they got Jacoby Myers back. He found the end zone. He looked okay. But their run game's been non-existent, and this run defense has gotten better weekly. So I've been waiting for them to throw Zamir White out there. I don't know what Getsy is doing. I've never thought Alexander Mattison is a 3-down back, even though he's been decently okay. Still, I'm not starting either one of these guys. I'd rather find a waiver wire option at this point. Now, headed to the Bengals side. This is your Chase Brown game here. The Las Vegas Raiders struggle heavily versus the run. They're very good versus the pass, which is interesting. And they have Max Crosby and still struggle, which is another fact that's crazy to me. They give up 25.1 points per game, which ranks 23rd. They give up 7.6 points per game to the running back in the red zone. That ranks 25th. So the touchdown upside is very high here for Chase Brown. They give up 102.1 yards per game, which is bottom 15 in the NFL. And you're probably going to have a game script that leads more towards the run here. I think the Bengals are absolutely going to smash the Raiders in this game. You're probably going to have T. Higgins back out there. I saw that he's day-to-day. Jamar Chase is going to have his day. And Joe Burrow and the Bengals are absolutely going to roll over the Raiders and get their first home win of the season. Oh, boy. The 52.5 highest predicted point total game of the week. The Dallas Cowboys are headed in to face the Atlanta Falcons. And probably going to have Rico Dowdle back. And from what you saw from Zeke, yeah, I know he found the end zone last week. I'm still not trusting that at all. I'm going to put Rico Dowdle on a start, guys. They're going to have to use this man, pass game, run game, everything. And the Atlanta Falcons, if you've, followed my content or been a subscriber to the channel before or watched any of the other videos, their defensive numbers are skewed because they played such a tough schedule to start the season. So they rank 15th versus the running back, giving up 21.6. Those numbers are also skewed. They played a great quarterback, a great team, a great run game every single time. So it's better than that. 14th in the red zone and 93 yards in the season, which is middle of the pack. So I don't really love the Dowdle start, but I'm going to say start him because this is the guy they're going to have to use. I mean, Zeke looks slow. We saw Dalvin Cook come out there. He's already back to the practice squad. That was just a one-day pickup. I told everyone that ran to the waiver wire is a waste of time. Now, on to the Falcons side. We're finally getting the dose of Bijan Robinson that we've been waiting for. The Tyler Algier split is over. He is just going to destroy the rest of the way. And the Dallas Cowboys ranked 29th versus the running back. But again, You're going to get Deron Bland back. They just activated him off IR. So if you're watching my QB video where I talked about it, I didn't have the update yet. It is hit now. They'll get another star cornerback. It looks like they're going to get Micah Parsons back. So these numbers are very, very bad because they've been brutally injured on the defensive side of the ball. So they give up 27 points a game. That ranks 29th. They give up 8.6 points per game in the red zone to the running back. That's 28th. So the touchdown upside is very high. 109.4 yards, which is middle of the pack at about 14, 15 yards per game allowed. But they've been beat up. But either way, when Bijan is seeing 20-plus touches in this offense, Kirk Cousins has it rolling with Kyle Pitts, found that connection. Drake London has seen massive usage. This Falcons offense, I told you guys, was coming, and it's here. You're starting almost every single one of them every single week because it is just clicking like clockwork, man. The game of the week that I cannot wait to see, 48.5 over under. The 2-5 Miami Dolphins season may be on the line here. 2-6 is not fully over, but 2-6 can be really rough to bury yourself out of. Going up against the 6-2 Bills that are undefeated at home. And this is your Devon A-Chain, my guy, that you should always start when Tua is healthy. Monster game. Even though he had a big game last week, I expect it to be bigger this week. The Buffalo Bills give up 27.5 points per game to the running back position. That ranks 31st, second to last. In the red zone, they get better, though. They rank 18th. They give up 6.7 points there. And they give up 94.5 rushing yards on the season. But you just saw HN rush for a 9.7 yard average last week on 10 carries, 97 yards. The passing game looked amazing. He is going to absolutely destroy the Buffalo Bills because this is their weak spot is the run. And when I look at Raheem Mostert, he got 2 touchdowns at the goal line. I had him as a must lock anytime TD last week. That was an absolute hit. Jalen Wright is just, going to be third in the pecking order unless an injury happens. I mean, he looks good when he's out there, but nothing to say unless something happens to either A-Chain or Mostert here with him. On to the Bills side here. James Cook, my Lanta. Both these teams struggle heavily versus the run. The Miami Dolphins give up 24.6. They rank 22nd. They give up 9.1 in the red zone, which ranks 29th just to the running back position, and 106.1 yards, which is about bottom 15 in the NFL there as well. And man, these are like two guys that are both in my top 10 rankings of the week. You should absolutely be smashed starting. And Ray Davis. If you own James Cook, you should be trying to acquire Ray Davis. He's dealing with that toe injury, still playing through it. But man, if anything were to happen to James, this guy looks like one of the best handcuffs in fantasy football. I would even put him over Corum with how good he looked. The monster division rival game here. The 3-4 Rams that saved their season last week with Puka and Kupp returning are headed into the 12th man to face the 4-4 Seattle Seahawks. And you have the 4-4 Niners. And you have the 4-4 Cardinals. So the NFC West is a grind right now. And Jesus Criminy Kyren Williams is in for a monster game here, guys. Seattle Seahawks defense gives up 25.9 points to the running back position. That ranks 25th. They give up 7.1 points in the red zone. That ranks 22nd. 130 rush yards per game to the running back. That is dead last. Fire up Kyren Williams. I have him as a top 5 running back this week. Stafford and Kupp back. This game is going to be actually a lot more high scoring than I think. I'm looking at the over-under at 48.5. I would take the over on that. These defenses are not very good, and both these offenses are. And when it comes to Blake Corum, handcuff. I talked about that all year long. Everyone tried to tell me that Corum's going to take the job from Kyren. You guys are out of your mind. Kyren is a superstar running back. On to the Seattle side. Here, this is another smash play here for Kenneth Walker. I had him as the smash play last week, and he let me down big time in a plus matchup, and Buffalo just ran him out the building. They couldn't even run the ball anymore, so the score got ugly, so game script kind of hurt him. But now you get the Los Angeles Rams. They give up 23.2 points to the running back position. That ranks 20th. They give up 5.6 in the red zone, so that ranks 12th. A little better there, so about a top 15 defense versus the run. 112 yards allowed to the running back position, which is bottom 10 in the NFL. And they're going to need to get Kenneth Walker going. I know that you could say DK Metcalf was out, made the offense look a lot different. It really did. I mean, they really did not have anywhere to go with the ball. It seemed like they were just keyed in on the run game with DK out, and they couldn't get anything over the top. And Jay Season's been kind of a letdown for me, man. I was hoping for a big breakout from him. I'm hoping it's still coming this season. And, old veteran Tyler Lockett's always going to be Tyler Lockett. Nothing really special there. He could pop one here and there. But this game these are two of my running backs that are both in the top 5 absolute smash plays this week. The Bears are headed in to face the Arizona Cardinals. DeAndre Swift facing off against James Conner here. And this game, it's going to be one of those different ones to me here. So when I'm looking at it here, you have the Bears defense, who last week I thought they were going to get their starters back. They did not. The over-under is at 44.5, which I think is kind of high for this game because the Bears are about to get Brisker and Gordon back, 2 starters that have been missing since the start of the season that aren't just starters. They are very, very good players. So that's going to help on the back end of the defense. So when I'm looking at DeAndre Swift's side, this guy is just scoring 20 points a game. Absolutely. 4 or 5 straight games now with 20 straight points. You get the Arizona Cardinals. They give up 26.3 points to the running back. That ranks 27th. They give up 7.1 points in the red zone. That ranks 23rd. 117 yards. That's bottom 10 in the NFL in yards allowed to the running back position. And DeAndre Swift is on an absolute tear, guys. Now, Roschon Johnson, I have in yellow, just like I did last week as a sleeper play, and he fell into the end zone at the end of the game because he's the goal line back. If you need a deep, he'll be probably on my sleeper video again just because the matchup here. If you need a deep flex play in a competitive league where you have 3-4 flexes or however 16-man, 18-man, whatever it is, Roschon is a good play here again. Now I want to talk about Khalil Herbert because there's a lot of trade rumors swirling, and if Khalil Herbert gets traded, this could be a stash play for you 100% because this guy's a very talented running back that has just fallen out of the rotation. So something to think about there. On to the James Conner side. I'd said to bench him last week. Man, he fell into the end zone, saved his day. I was off to a great start in that game. I was really thinking that James Conner call was going to hit. You get the Chicago Bears, and I'm not going to do it twice. I want to say sit him really bad in this game because the Bears defense is going to get two amazing starters back, and they've ranked 10th against the run, allowing 20.8 points without their 2 stars. So it's very tough for me not to say sit Conner, but I'm going to say start him. They give up 3.7 in the red zone as well. That ranks number 8. And they give up 97 yards to the running back position, which is top 15 in the NFL. So this is a very good run D. And they're coming off a Hail Mary loss. They're pissed off. They're going to get a full squad defense coming, full 100% health. I mean, I'm going to leave James Conner as a stardom just because he burned me last week. But I really don't like the matchup, guys. I do not like this matchup at all for James Conner. And I really don't like it for Marvin Harrison either, but we'll get to that in the wide receiver video. But I'm going to leave him on stardom, and I'm going to say temper your expectations because it's a tough matchup, man. The New York Giants are hosting the Washington Commanders, whose record blows my mind. Jaden Daniels is him. 6-2 Commanders is just crazy to me, but I love to see it, man. So on the Commanders side here, this is going to be Brian Robinson's smash start game, and Austin Eckler can be a flex play. So if you watch the Pittsburgh Steelers game Monday night, what happened? Najee ran him over. Jaylen Warren ran him over. Both running backs' uses were good enough to be flex plays, even though Jaylen Warren didn't have that big a game. Still, like I said, Austin Eckler is not like a smash play. If a deep dart, flex play if you need it. Plus, he gets a little kick return action, could possibly score there. It's very rare. But you get another fantasy football opportunity. Now, the New York Giants run defense on the season, guys, it gives up 22.4 points per game at the running back position. That ranks 18th. They give up 3.9. That front seven is really nasty in the red zone, man. So they rank 10th in the red zone, and they give up 112 yards to the position, and that's bottom 10 in the NFL. And they just got trampled. So Brian Robinson should absolutely eat, should be an anytime TD play here. And Austin Eckler can be a flex play if you need it. On to the Giants side. My sleeper of the year, Tyrone Tracy, explodes. And then he gets landed on by Cameron Hayward, and he gets a concussion. And that wasn't like a normal concussion, man. He looked really, really out of it. Like Cameron Hayward was even calling to the sideward to come get help. So I don't think there's really a chance he's going to be playing this week. If he does, I would definitely put him in green. He is lighting it up. But I'm just going to play the odds here and say that he doesn't. And Devin Singletary now gets his job back with the injury. I don't think he's going to take his job back by any means. But when you're going up against the Commanders, this defense it made a change to too high about week 4 or 5. And their defense has just gone up and up and up. They were ranked 32nd and 30th in every category. Now they've brought their quarterback play, their running back play, all and their wide receiver play all to the middle of the pack. So very interesting change for their defense. That's really, really helped them. But they give up 22.4 points to the running back, which is at 17th. Like I said, they used to be 30th, so that's a big boost there. They're 20th in the red zone, giving up 6.9. They used to be in the red, so that's very bad there. It's a very good sign there as well. And they give up 117 yards, so which is bottom 10. And that's what I'm saying. Like, all these numbers have flipped since they've changed their scheme, which is really helping their defense. So if you need a flex play with Devin Singletary, you can throw it in there. Do I love it? No. Do I hate it? No. It's just a floor play if you need it. Oh my. The Philadelphia Eagles are hosting the absolutely depleted Jacksonville Jaguars, who had a rough week last week. Man, Christian Kirk out for the year. Gabe Davis pops his shoulder in the second. And then BTJ goes down with the ribs, chest injury. And he was supposed to be out 2 to 4 weeks. Now it says day to day for him. So the injury updates are all over the place this year, driving me nuts. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it looks like they're going to get Travis Etienne back. So Doug Peterson just said optimism that he's going to play. Looks like that's good to go. He's been practicing for the past 2 weeks. So that just mixes up everything here. And do I like a running back versus the Eagles defense? Here's the numbers. They give up 18.3 points per game. That's number 5 in the NFL, top 5 run D. In the red zone, they give up 2.9. That's number 4. And on the season, they give up 81.8 yards, which is top 7 as well. So pretty much a top 4 to 5 run D all the way around on average. Jacksonville Jaguars just traded away Cam Robinson, their only good lineman, really. So if anything is going to happen for the Jags here, it's most likely going to be in the passing game, which I would say Etienne's a better passing running back than Tank Bigsby. But I don't like either one of these plays. Really, I don't hate them. I don't love them. That's why they're in yellow. If you need a flex throw, you can. I mean, it's probably going to be garbage time. I think the Eagles run them out the building here. Saquon Barkley, just unbelievable running back, gets the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're smash starting every Eagle. This defense is the worst in the NFL all the way around. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, they can't stop anything. They give up 27.1 points per game just to the running back position. That's 30th. They give up 9.4 in the red zone. That's 30th. They give up 82 yards on the season, which is interesting. That's like middle of the tier, but they really struggle in the red zone, and Saquon Barkley is going to thrive in this game. And I have him as a top 2 running back this week. Absolutely going to eat. Well, we got to talk about them all. The 2-6 Patriots, 2-6 Patriots are headed into the 1-6 Tennessee Titans here. And this is going to be a game. I mean, last week I said sit Ramondre versus the Jets. That backfired, right? And all signs here are going to point to I don't like this game at all. But I do like the running backs in this game. So Ramondre Stevenson going up against the Tennessee Titans, they give up 22.8 points per game. That ranks 19th. They give up 7.4 in the red zone. That ranks 24th. 85 yards, which is bottom 10 in yardage, or bottom 15 in yardage. But do I think Jacoby Brissett, Drake may practice limited with his concussion. I don't know if he's going to be out there. I think they usually sit him out of game. So I'm just playing the odds. If Drake May's out there, definitely helps Ramondre Stevenson even more. But still, in this game, you're going to have to lean on the run. We've seen Jacoby Brissett. They're going to have to give him 25, 30 touches. So volume is king. I'm going to say Ramondre Stevenson is a start, even though I think this is one of the ugliest games of the week that I really don't even want to watch, but I will just for the purposes of content for football. On the Titans side, Tony Pollard. Again, I don't love this game. I don't love this offense. I know not Will Levis. I know Mason Rudolph made it look okay last week, and the Detroit Lions just mopped him up. And when I'm looking at the Patriots run D, this is gold. They rank 28th. They give up 27 points a game to the running back position. They rank 31st, second last in the red zone, giving up 9.6. And they give up 121.4 rush yards, which is bottom 5. But it looks like you may get Tyjae Spears back this week as well, too. So will Tony Pollard still be in that full role? I mean, if Tyjae Spears was out, I'd have Tony as a smash play. But I don't know yet if, Spears is going to be out there and how the split's going to look or what they're going to do. But I'm still starting Tony Pollard this week with confidence. Same with Ramondre Stevenson. May as well save the best one for last. The 6-1 Detroit Lions, leading the NFC, are headed into Lambeau to take on the 6-2 Packers, who may or may not have Jordan Love. So I haven't checked my updates on my phone yet today. They usually drop about Wednesday afternoon, so we're getting close here. So in this game, I mean, here's the question. What would it take for you to ever sit David Montgomery or Jahmyr Gibbs, no matter who they're playing? I'm never sitting either one of these guys. This is a question that you should never have to ask. I mean, it's just a touchdown, yards, touchdown, yards. They're behind the number one offensive line. Dan Campbell loves his Sonic and Knuckles, starting these guys no matter what. But I'll still read the Green Bay defense for you. They give up 21.4 points to the position. That ranks 14th. They rank 7th in the, they rank 19th in the red zone, giving up 6.8. So about a top 15 to 16 average defense versus the run. And that's exactly where their yards per game are at 93.3. So it doesn't matter. I'm always starting these guys every single matchup. I don't care if they have an all defensive 99 out there around them in Madden. I'm starting them no matter what. Now, Josh Jacobs, this is that risky one for me here. So I'm going to look at it right now as Jordan Love is going to play. His birthday is this weekend. That's another one of those weird hindsight things to think about. A big division game, but the Packers bye is week 10. So if Jordan Love isn't out there and they rest him for the bye, I am sitting Josh Jacobs. I do not like the offense with Malik Willis, especially they're going to have to play from behind heavy. This isn't like they're playing the Colts with Malik Willis or anything like that. This is a juggernaut. So if Malik Willis is out there, I'm sitting Josh Jacobs. If Jordan Love is out there, I'm starting Josh Jacobs, and I'm starting both the Lions here, no matter what the game script is. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. That is the end of the episode. That is my week 9 running back stardom sit-em every single matchup, guys. Remember, you have the 49ers and the Steelers on a bye, so get them out of your lineups, guys. Before we head out of here, make sure you smash that like, make sure you smash that subscription, turn that bell on. Helps me out a ton. I cannot thank you guys for all the support this season, man. It's been absolutely unbelievable. And again, guys, I'll be live Thursday, birthday stream, tomorrow, full outfit, everything. 5 p.m. Eastern, answering all your questions. And if you can't make the stream, always drop any question you want down below. I try to answer them all. That's one of my goals again. And that's it for me in this episode. My wide receiver and tight ends will be next. SleezBall out.